Hello, this is Dave again. Hopefully you've watched the IBIS World video. Today, for this one, I'm going to talk about Business Insights Global. This is a really nice database for company research. So IBIS World was primarily for industry research. Business Insights Global is mostly for company research. So again, I'm going to go back to our course guides. And I'm going to go down to the College of Business course guides, and I'm going to click Go, and I'm going to pick Marketing 321. And I'm going to scroll down, not quite as far this time, but to Company Research. And you can see it's right here, it's Business Insights Global. And this database is also pretty easy to use, but it has information from a wide variety of sources. So I think that's why you might like it. You can get a lot of good sort of one-stop shopping here. Since it's primarily a company database, you can see it asks for you to enter the name or the ticker symbol of your company. There is a few other things in here. There is a little bit of industry research, but I tend to focus on company research for this particular database. So I'm going to just do Target. Notice there's lots of targets. I'm going to pick Target Corporation. That should be our familiar bullseye store. And you can see there's lots of targets. It's one of the things with a database is it can be difficult if you are searching. I think it's TGT is their ticker symbol. So there it is. So sometimes the ticker symbols can be a little more helpful for you. So I'm going to pick Target. And similarly to IBIS World, you get a very brief business description for this case. Very little information here, but this is kind of where we're going to start in this particular database. So you got some of the revenue, employees, and things of that nature. Companies with similar revenue that you could consider to be possible competitors. Again, you can click on any of those to go into those. I always wish they would put a few more, but that's what they do. And then there are the industries of which Target is considered to be a part of. And you may remember the NAISC codes from IBIS World. That's how all businesses are classified. A brief description, and then some directory type information, list of officers, and some sales information here. The good part of this particular tool is the stuff over here in this box. It's called company information. That's where you can get a lot of the good information on your particular company. Again, it pulls data from a lot of sources. So if you're interested in the history, perhaps, of your corporation, there's a thing called the International Directory of Company Histories. And this is from an encyclopedic source. You can see here, this is sort of like the Wikipedia of Target from that particular source. So a nice textual description of the history of Target. I remember Mervyn's. That was when I sold stores. You'll notice too at the bottom there's some citation information here. So this is like all good research. It has a wonderful place of citations. Then way down at the bottom is how you would cite this if you were using some of this in your particular paper. You can see here it does come from a book, volume 226. It's just an electronic version of this particular source. Sorry to scroll back so quickly. And then I'm just going to go back to our box. There's financial information, there's investment reports, and there's rankings. So there's all sorts of tools here in this database to give you lots of good information on your company. I was a little surprised it did not have a SWOT analysis, so I'm going to do another one. I'm going to do Ford. Their ticker symbol is F, if you didn't know. Oh, I don't know one either. Just wanted to show you one additional feature of this particular database, and it's not being cooperative. Some of the larger companies in this database will have an actual SWOT analysis. SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So you can see here, this database pulls in SWOT analysis from another source called Global Data. And here is that particular SWOT analysis. Make it just a little bigger. So you can see here, there's probably for everybody now. the SWOT analysis for Apple, and then it goes into the description of those with a little more textual analysis of that particular feature of a SWOT. This is a PDF, so you could download it, print it, and do whatever you needed to do on that particular company. So that is a good way to use Business Insights Global. Now, for the industry research, it's not as detailed as IBISWorld, but it does give you a little bit of information on the industry of which the company is part of. So you can see here the primary industry for Apple is the electronic computer manufacturing industry. So if I click on that, it's now taking me to these industry sources. You can see here it's mostly encyclopedia type things. So we've got Encyclopedia of Emerging Industries, we've got handheld computing devices, and various different sources from that book. So just like the company histories, it's a textual based format. So you can see here, typical encyclopedia article, but again, very well researched. You can see here all of the citations down at the bottom. And again, your citations if you wish to use this in your reports. So that is Business Insights Global. There is a little bit of, actually quite a bit, let me go back to Apple here, of financial information. I don't know how much you need for finance in a marketing class, but just know it's there. So you've got your 4 statements, balance sheets, cash flows, ratios, and income statements. You can go up to 6 years at looking at those if you need to. And then the financials dashboard is going to be current information with including stock price, some news, and that type of information here. So you can see here the stock has done quite well over the past year. All stocks are kind of down at the beginning of this year. So that is Business Insights Global in a nutshell. Again, if you have other questions on this particular tool, this is back to your course guide. You can shoot me an email. You can click here to schedule a meeting, and I can meet via Zoom or online or in the library, whichever you prefer. And that's quite simple to do. Just pick a day that you're interested in. We'll show you some available times. Not very many that day. That day's a little better. And you can just pick a slot and fill out this very brief form, and then we'll meet. Glad to work with you. And again, if you have basic questions, shoot me an email. Look forward to hearing from you, and you have a wonderful day.